What is up, folks? I'm at Pandan again. And I know there have been a lot of Pandan videos of late, but Pandan is one of the closer, reliable, nice fishing spots to where I live. As you can see, I'm starting from a different side of Pandan today. I figured, oh, maybe I figured wrong. I figured it's a Sunday. It's like 1 something. There's probably going to be quite a few people out fishing. So I figured if I started on the opposite side at the end of the legal ground, I might escape some of the crowd. I think I've mentioned before in one of my previous videos that this side of Pandan, I find it much more difficult to fish terrain-wise. There's not as many kind of bare rocks that you can climb down. It's all plants and it's a bit tricky, but we're gonna try anyway, see what we get. I also have my my spinning setup with me. Well, anyway, I'm gonna get set up and I'll pick it up once I'm out on the water. All right. So let's get started. For the exact location, I'm at the Jalan Buruh side of Pandan. In case some of you are not familiar with how the Pandan legal grounds, at least the new legal grounds, work. Oh, I don't know. Can I still call it new? It's newish, I guess. Anyway, as you can see, I like 3 or 4 anglers. A little bit more than I hoped to encounter, but it's a Sunday. I'm gonna see how the fishers on this side respond to fishing with grubs. Oh. Yes. This happens sometimes. Going back to what I talked about in my last video, I let the line go slack for too long. I didn't keep it taut, and true enough, on cue, I got hung up. So that's easy enough. So how do you get yourself out of a fix if you get hung up in Pandan? Well, firstly, with experience, you'll be able to tell the difference between most of the bites versus an actual rock. So you'll be able to tell the difference between what is a bite and what is a hang up. And if you get hung up, don't set the hook. Don't set the hook at all. Don't even attempt to set the hook. Don't pull on it. Just kind of wiggle it. If it doesn't come out, climb up to the top, walk in the opposite direction, and just give it a little wiggle, and it'll come out. So, prime example, you got hung up. Don't pull on it. Yep, see? Walk up there, walk in the opposite direction, and 9 out of 10 times, the hook will just work its way out of the snag. Yeah, so on this side, the rocks seem to end significantly closer to the bank. They maybe only go out a couple of meters, that changes the dynamics of how you would fish a given terrain. So it's important to know how far the rocks go out. Because the rocks don't go out as far on this side, this means, to get to that sweet spot, which I would define the sweet spot as right where the rocks end and the bottom starts. So it's kind of like a mini drop-off. And that's generally what I find is the sweet spot where the fish are hiding and all that. And to get to the sweet spot on this side, you're going to have to cast significantly more parallel to the bank. So of course, what you can expect when learning a new area or an unfamiliar area is, as you try to discover, you slowly try to discover the nature of the terrain you're fishing. Especially at a place like Pandan, you're gonna get hung up quite a fair bit more than normal. So I gotta be kind of extra careful, try not to let it sink too far, and keep the line really taut whilst wiggling it, just so that I can ensure that I feel everything that's going on down there, so I know precisely where the rocks start on average, you know, where I should start getting a bit more careful. Alright, so you see the rocks start about there. I don't think you guys can see it on the camera, but I now know approximately where the rocks start, and it's literally about 2 meters from the bank. Now, another thing to note, less rocks does mean something as well. You know, having less rocks means there's less hiding spots for the fish, which also means this area could very well hold less fish. Of course, I can't say for sure, because it could be the same amount of rocks, just a much more significant drop-off, and that in itself would definitely have some fish holding capabilities. But as of right now, less of a rocky bank means less fish, which could explain why I haven't gotten a single sniff yet. So what I'm going to be doing, at least for the next few videos, is you're going to see that I'm going to be talking a lot more, describing what I'm doing a lot more, than simply just videos of me fishing, skipping to where I catch fish and all that. I just want to see if I can increase the education or the value of my videos in terms of knowledge and tips. You know, so what I'm doing right now, I just broke off, so I'm tying my standard snap knot, which is, it doesn't have a name. I'll put a link to the knot in the description below. The knot literally, it's not the no-name knot. The no-name knot is something else. This knot literally doesn't have a name, but it's a really popular knot that is used specifically for tying fluorocarbon line. Yeah, so anyway, this is kind of what you can expect from at least some of the upcoming videos. I'm going to try to make it as educational as possible. You know, I'm going to attempt to capture the entire process that I use to catch a fish, rather than just what I'm using, you know, what kind of retrieve I'm doing, and showing me landing fish. And once again, in the nature of sharing and sharing knowledge, if any of you are wondering why I tend to hold all my spin setups in this way with my index finger like that, it's because touching the blank, oh, there we go. Oh, PB. Oh, it drags, not set very tight. Alright, gotta find a way to get down there. Oh, come over here. Oh, jeez. Okay. I didn't set my drag properly, it was set really loose. So anyway, back to what I was saying. My index finger is on the blank, because when I touch the blank with my index finger, I feel everything. It's almost as good as, I mean, that's provided you have a really sensitive rod. It's almost as good as touching the line itself. So, and that's how I monitor. I feel the bottom, so to speak. I feel it by touching the blank with my index finger. And there we go, first fish of the day. Nice small peacock bass, nice red eyes on a Cultiva grub. This is not the only grub I use, of course. Bulky rings and all that. I believe most grubs in that general profile work. Just let me take a quick picture. Yeah, so once again, touching the blank with my index finger whilst wiggling, and you'll be surprised how much you can actually feel by holding your spinning setup in this way. You can feel everything down there. Of course, the more sensitive your rod is, the more you're going to feel, but generally I find that even any decent rod would be able to transmit enough information for you to work with. A few rocks already. Wow, this side of Pandan is really random. The rocks are not even. Some of them start really far out, some of them start... Oh, there we go. That wasn't a rock, that was a fish. I was about to say, why is that rock moving? I got another PB. This is a better size PB. Oh, this is a good size PB. About a 2-pounder. Or maybe 1.5. 2-pounder, yeah. There we go. That much nicer size one. Now you know how the US bass anglers always talk about the perfect hook set with jigs and stuff right at the top lip? Yep, working micro rubbers, if you do it right, that kind of hook set is what you're going to get every single time. Oh, that was like 2 inches from the bank. That wasn't 2 meters from the bank. Look at that. Bit the tail clean off my grub. Fish on. Finally, wow, that took a while. I'm gonna guess that this is an oppet just by the way it's fighting. Oh, this guy is really gunning it. Oh, that's a pretty big zebra. Oh, that is a really big zebra. that, guys. Really nice ope. It's nice and big. Oops, sorry about that. Smacked the camera. Oh, there we go. Oh wow, that was immediately the next cast. Yeah, fish pooped all over me. Seems to be another rocky point here. Oh, that was a tap. That was a tap. Come back. There, see, it happened again. See, when this happens, you can pretty much tell that the fish basically grabbed the tail and pulled. So, thus almost pulling the soft plastic off the jig head. Whatever fish does that probably is a red devil or ope of some sort, but it seems like once that happens, the likelihood of them coming back for seconds is near zero. Oh, I've had a tap. That was definitely a tap. Okay, there are fish. There are definitely fish on this point. So let me work it a bit more. So I don't know if you can see it in the camera. It's a rocky point. It's a clump of rocks kind of going out there. Seems like just as my bait gets into that zone about a couple of meters around that point, I'm getting taps. Oh, got hung up there. Oh, oh, whoa, that's a fish. Was that a fish that I missed, or? That's probably the same thing happened as the other time. It's hung up and that wiggling all over the place probably attracted this PB to snatch the grub up and get a quick picture. You see, this is why, as I mentioned earlier, you always try to fish around an area that has some sort of rocky access to the bank. This is strictly so that if you hit a fish, you can get down there and land it, and also get down there and release it. That was a really weird take. What is this? That was a PB. Oh, it's a pretty big PB. I think it's bigger than the... Oh wait, maybe not. Look at it. Nice BB. Of course, the grub hooked on the upper lip. Alright folks, I think I'm going to do my outro and closing right here, because I gotta quickly make my way down to the end. That's where I plan to stop, but I only have about 15 minutes, so you know, if I hit a couple more fish, yeah, I'll definitely include the clips, but I'm just going to do the closing first. So today, that was a decent day. I had that first two PBs right at the start within 10 minutes, and then there was a 30-minute period of no bites, and then I got another two zebra tilapias, and then another PB, the red devil, and this last PB. So all in all, I'd say it's a pretty good day actually, and all on one kind of lure. It's just my grub. As I mentioned in the last video, I don't really think it's so much the grub. I think it's the color. So just remember guys, dirty watermelon, it kind of works in most conditions, most water conditions and most weather conditions, and most lighting conditions as well. I mean, dirty watermelon works at night as well because it's kind of a dark lure. So anyway, I hope you guys like some of the tips that I was talking about earlier. I hope they help you out. If you found it helpful, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give me a thumbs down, and share my videos with your friends if you learned something. Catch you guys in the next video. Highlights guys.